In China, housing prices will always rise used to be a belief everyone shared. Real estate was seen as a guaranteed, no-risk investment, but in just the past 2 years, that belief has completely flipped. Homes have become a nightmare for countless families. Shanghai's housing market has collapsed. One homeowner lost $700,000 on a single apartment. The government says prices are down 20%, but the real losses go way deeper. Almost everyone who bought in Shanghai after 2018 has taken a major hit, and those who bought during the 2021 peak, their entire down payment is gone. Right now in Hangzhou, home prices have dropped back to 2017 levels. If the trend continues, over half of the homes in the city will lose more than half their value. In some neighborhoods, prices have fallen all the way back to 2015 levels. Certain units are now selling for less than $1,400 per square meter, and the most popular developments have seen prices drop by a third. China's housing market might really be done. From Tier 1 cities to small towns, price drops are spreading fast, turning into a national crisis. In places like Shanghai, Hangzhou, Hefei, and Kunming, prices have dropped anywhere from 20 to 50%. Some communities have sunk back to prices from a decade ago. Discounts on new homes, fire sales on old ones, realtors going out of business, desperate owners trying to sell, it's all snowballing. In 2022, someone paid $1.88 million for a modest 3-bedroom apartment, just 90 square meters. By June 2025, that same type of home could only sell for $1.36 million. Add in $40,000 for renovations, $60,000 in loan interest, and $10,000 plus in agent fees. The total cost was over $2.07 million. That's a loss of $570,000, or 35%. And most of these buyers are middle-class families with steady incomes. Losing that much is like watching 3 years of household income vanish. Even with government stimulus last year, prices only stabilized for 6 months. Since April, the market's sinking again. What's worse, while prices keep falling, over 125,000 restricted sale homes in Shanghai are about to flood the market in the next 3 years. The pressure on the city's housing market is just getting started. Right now, 99% of people have no idea how much pressure Shanghai's real estate market is under, and it's all set to hit in the next 3 to 4 years. Just when everyone thought prices had bottomed out, new land auctions were booming and fresh listings seemed to rebound. One major factor was completely ignored. Do you know how many restricted sale homes are about to hit the market? Over 125,000. That's a tidal wave of supply and could crash prices even further in many neighborhoods. Online, people are blunt. Shanghai's housing prices have become a joke. If the slide keeps going, more and more families are going to hit financial red alert. In 2020, a home was purchased for $558,000. Today, it's worth just $334,000. But the mortgage balance is still $418,500. If the owner sells now, they'd have to pay another $83,700 just to cover the difference. For most people, that's simply unbearable. If prices keep falling, some homeowners might stop paying their loans altogether. The financial strain is huge. Some are predicting Shanghai's prices will keep sliding for another 2 to 3 years. When home prices crash, it's regular families who take the biggest hit. Most of them scrape together savings from 3 generations just to afford one apartment, and they still have to carry 20 to 30 years of mortgage payments. So the real question is there really no way out of this housing meltdown? This kind of crisis isn't just happening in Shanghai, it's unfolding all over China. Across 7 major cities in China, second-hand home prices are still sliding. Even Hangzhou, once seen as a top-performing market, is losing ground. That's making a lot of people nervous, especially families still paying off mortgages. Sure, interest rates have come down a bit, but the loan amounts haven't changed. They're still on the hook for hundreds of thousands each month, and in a job market this tight, with shrinking salaries, that's a crushing burden. Home values in Guangdong have also taken a serious nosedive. We tried selling this house for 2 years, and we finally did. When we first bought it in 2019, it cost nearly $250,000. The final sale price? $97,600. That's right, we bought at the peak and even saw it appreciate by over $100,000 at one point. But then prices started tanking. It had decent conditions, close to the subway, and at one time we tried to list it for $210,000 in 2023. No takers. By 2024, we had cut it to $140,000. Still, no bites. Early this year, we dropped it again to $125,000. Still nothing. Only after dropping it to $110,000 did we get a few visits. And finally this month, we brought it down to $97,000 to make the sale. And buyers still bargained. Some asked for $7,000 or even $13,000 off right away. A lot of people think home prices have only fallen by half, but the actual sale prices? Way worse than anyone expects. Suzhou isn't doing any better either. If prices in Suzhou keep falling, I honestly don't know how people are supposed to cope. A friend of mine bought a place in Suzhou's Xiangcheng district back in 2018, paid over $400,000. The price dropped to $270,000, then $200,000, and now it's under $140,000. That's a loss of nearly $280,000 in just 5 years. He's poured all his business income into covering the shortfall, and even that might not be enough. If an average person went through this, I really don't know what they'd do. A blogger broke down why China's real estate sector has become so dangerously risky. In a normal market, real estate is usually seen as a conservative asset, good for preserving value or fighting inflation. But in China, the story's different. Home prices have stayed irrationally high for years, and that's turned real estate into a high-risk asset. Now, if you're managing your money wisely, you'd put most of it into stable, low-risk assets, and only a small chunk into high-risk ones. But in China, over 70% of household wealth is tied up in property. That's a recipe for disaster, and it explains why so many people feel poorer these days. When asset prices fall, confidence crumbles. People stop spending. They tighten their belts. That's one of the big reasons why consumer demand is so weak right now. The blogger went on to explain why China's economy has turned south so suddenly. And the core reason? It's actually pretty simple. Every market regular people can access is losing value. Housing is down, the stock market's a mess, and even wealth management products are bleeding money. And guess what? A lot of those safe investment products, under the hood, they're backed by real estate too. What's happening is a synchronized shrinkage of middle-class wealth. And since the middle class drives China's consumption and investment, the economy is sinking fast. In Ningbo, one homeowner hoped that diligently paying off the mortgage would lead to a stable life. But instead, the more they paid, the worse things got, and even daily expenses have become a struggle. In 2019, I bought a home in Ningbo for $348,700. I put down $209,200 and borrowed $139,500. I've been making mortgage payments for 6 years, $782 a month, totaling around $54,800. But when I looked into it, only $13,000 of that went toward the principal. The rest, all interest, so I barely made a dent in the debt. Now, identical homes in my complex are listed at just $180,000. That's a direct loss of $167,000. Even if I sell at the highest possible price, I'll only get back about $13,900. I've spent 6 years working hard and making payments only to lose $251,000. It's exhausting. And if I keep paying, I still owe over $209,000 with interest, and that'll take another 24 years to finish. I can't even cover the monthly payments anymore. Just getting by is a struggle. So I've decided, I'm done. I'm not paying the mortgage anymore. I refuse to destroy myself just to keep up. In Guangzhou, a couple is facing a tough decision of their own. We bought our apartment in Guangzhou for $245,500 back in 2020. Since last year, we've been trying to sell through an agent, but no serious offers came in, and we've had to keep lowering the price. We started at $180,000, then dropped to $160,000. The location's great, right by the subway station, but last month, not a single visitor. This month, finally 2 potential buyers showed up. One offered $150,000 and the other $149,300. But my husband and I were hoping for $160,000. That gap still feels big. Now, the agent's been pressuring us all day, saying if we accept the $149,300 offer, we can sign the deal today. I'm really torn. I don't know if we should sell or hold on a little longer. The story out of Zhongshan is even more heartbreaking. At the end of 2020, a couple put down $90,000 and took out a $150,000 loan to buy a home. Now, even if they slash the price in half, no one's interested.
2020年底
At the end of 2020, my wife and I bought a home in Zhongshan for about $279,000. We'd been working in Shenzhen for 8 years, living in rental apartments the whole time. With a kid about to start school and aging parents in poor health, we felt we needed a place of our own. Even though our salaries weren't going up much, home prices kept rising, so we decided to go for it. We saw the apartment once and bought it, put down about $100,000 and borrowed $150,000. Right after we bought it, the real estate agents were blasting out ads every day saying prices would keep going up. Back then, we really thought we had made the right move, but we didn't know that was the very end of the boom. Prices have crashed since then, and now even if we offer the apartment at half price, no one's interested. We bought at the absolute peak, and now our financial loss is massive. Online commenters pointed out that there aren't any new buyers entering the market. Instead, everyone's waiting, watching, afraid to jump in. Demand has collapsed, supply keeps growing, and prices are falling faster and faster, like a stampede of people rushing to the exit. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.